Let's do a couple problems where we factor by grouping. But before we start, let's review the distributed property. The distributed property says that A times B plus C equals B times A times C times A. This is called the right-hand distributed property because the thing on the outside, the variable on the outside, is to the right of the parentheses. We commonly see it written as the left-hand distributed property. We have the A right there. We'd say A times B plus A times C. We're going to use this idea with this problem. All we're doing when we factor by grouping is replacing the A with a binomial. So here's the A part right here. This is the x plus 3. Notice that the A part goes on the outside of the parentheses. So we take the x plus 3 and put it on the outside of what we multiplied to get this. And we put x plus 2 here. This is the B and the C part. So A times B plus C equals AB plus AC. X plus 3 times x equals x times x plus 3. X plus 3 times 2 equals x plus 3 times 2. Once again, x plus 3 times 2 equals this, and x plus 3 times x equals that. This is called factoring by grouping. Let's look at another problem. This one involves minus signs. But before we do that, let's review the opposite of a difference property. It says that A minus B is the same thing as the opposite of B minus A. Opposite of B is opposite of B, and the opposite of A is A. Also remember the multiplicative property of -1. The opposite of A equals -1 times A. These two properties put together leads us to this, that A minus B is the same thing as -1 times B minus A. Multiply it through and see. -1 times B is the opposite of B, and -1 times the opposite of A is A. So all we're doing is taking this sign and replacing it with a -1. We're allowed to do that by this property. Now let's look at this problem with the negative signs, or the minus signs in them. Once again, this right here is the A part. Oh, but look, these two are different. The x minus 5 and 5 minus x. Wouldn't it be nice if this were x minus 5? Just like up here, these two are the same. These two here have to be the same. Well, they're not. So what we do is we make them the same using these two properties. So let's look at this 5 minus x. According to this, we can say that that is -1 times x minus 5. See for yourself. -1 times x is -x. -1 times the -5 is 5. So this right here is the same as that. It's equivalent to that. Now all we do is multiply 3 times -1, and we come up with this right here, -3. Look at this. These are now the same. This is the A part of my distributed property. Goes on the outside. And what are we multiplying by? We're multiplying x minus 5 times x and x minus 5 times 3. That is the way we factor by grouping.